So Genesis Testament Volume 4 just got a new summary, and it's by a company called Ehon. I'm not really sure on how to pronounce it, but what they kind of revealed through the summary that they released is pretty interesting because it reveals quite a bit for what's going to come during May. It reveals of how Index is actually linked to, well, LA and Genesis Testament Volume 4. So a question in the back of my mind since the beginning when we finally got the summary and the title, and especially not the title, the cover, is that Index is in the cover. So Index doesn't get brought along to these kinds of things often, or when she does, it's almost a necessity. And it's in the back of my mind that I keep asking myself, like, why is Index in LA when, more accurately, when someone like Toma is protecting her, which would more likely result in her being left behind, since in these kinds of scenarios, it's normally Toma going on his own without anyone behind him. But we actually got an answer for why Index is with Toma in LA, and the main answer is due to the RC occultists and due to the Church of England. Through the summary, we learned that a counterattack is being done by both Academy City and the Church of England against the RC occultists, and Index doesn't really get brought on to these kinds of things when Toma is involved, because if Toma cannot bring Index, or he has the option of not bringing Index into these kinds of scenarios, it's genuinely that Toma doesn't want to bring her due to the fights that he'll get himself into, or the dangers that may be going against Index, or what dangers are likely to follow her. And honestly, this actually answers the question since this is involved with the Church of England. And from this alone, it's pretty exciting due to the Church of England being linked to Necessarius, which we could possibly see a lot of characters returning from Styles and Kazaki to other characters from, well, Necessarius, from Ursula to Sherry, Yagnese Force, and even Yamaxa are likely to make an appearance in one way or the other. I'm kind of really hoping that we get to see different characters appear, since in my opinion Index's biggest strength is when different characters come together, especially when it's old ones, since we didn't get a lot of them during NT. Something about this volume that also is pretty surprising is that the last bit of the summary, which involves Toma. It mentions that the hospital bed that Toma was sent to in the hospital is empty, and the last bit of dialogue is probably from Toma, where he mentions that he won't let you do something like darkness anymore, which, if I have to make a guess, is probably towards the girl that he's supposedly saving in this volume. So that's a pretty big excitement that we got a slight glimpse of the events that happened in the volume. So this is a pretty big summary, even though that it's smaller than the previous one, it's still one that answers a bit of questions and adds to the excitement of the previous one. So I'm really excited as to how this is going to be done as an event, since personally speaking, I'm very excited. So let's just hope that we get something really good here because I'm so excited to see what Genesis Testament Volume 4 has in store for us.